And we welcome you back here to the game between Iran and Myanmar in the Patriot Stadium in Bekasi. 0-0 at half-time. It looks as though Myanmar are going to make a substitution. They were the better side in the first half, without creating too many chances. They had a couple in the first 10 minutes where they might have taken shots on. The goalkeeper there spilled one long-range try from Leng Bobo. And the closest Iran came was with a free kick which thudded against the Myanmar crossbar from the number 13 there, Rezakpur. I think it's Myanmar who are considering a switch at the onset of this second half. In Group F, at the start of the day, Iran and Saudi Arabia locked on 4 points apiece. Korea, DPR and Myanmar on just 1 point each. Korea currently playing Saudi Arabia in the other match, and here comes that substitute. It is Miat Kong Kant, and he replaces Mong So. So the number 8 midfield player, the little fella, only 5'5", going off. This is the first substitution of the game. Let's see if it has any bearing on the outcome. Certainly Myanmar have been very neat and tidy at times in what they've tried to achieve. But Adam Virgo, the disappointment for us has really been Iran and their philosophy.
Well, they have been. It was a very difficult half of football to watch. You can clearly see that they don't want to win this group the way that they've played. It wasn't even testimonial pace. That was a disappointing thing from it. Kodabanlo, the number 19 holding midfielder, I think it was almost an embarrassment to the profession, really, the way that he played in that first half. Doesn't want to get the ball forward, doesn't want to do anything, take responsibility. I thought Myanmar, they showed some good qualities in that final third, created certainly the best chances, but it's weird. It seems like they don't want to win the game either in terms of their pressing, so they're going to have to start pressing now like they're doing to try and get a victory today.
Well, the one thing is that Myanmar definitely have to win it. We do know that a draw is good enough for Iran. They already have the 4 points. 5 would definitely be good enough to take them into that round of 16. But the potential is that they could be facing somebody like Korea Republic. First injury of the half, and it is for the Iran number 14, who's landed awkwardly here, Jabire, the only player who plays for the Senat Nafkal club, and he had no opportunities in the first half at all. He's coming in place of the suspended Medicani.
That doesn't look good, John, the way that he landed.
You wouldn't honestly say that anybody who's been brought in by the Iran coach today has impressed sufficiently to warrant a place in the next match. But in a funny way, the coach does dictate the way the game is played, and maybe he's not looking for anything too sensational.
Well, he's not.
That is Zlatko Kranjčar. He's under contract until the year 2020. Well, now he has moved, the coach, because he realises he may well have to make a change. Now, he can't bring Medicani on because he is suspended. He can't bring Aganjampur on because he is suspended. And he can't bring Ali Reza Ata on because he's injured. There's his opposite number, Antoine Hay, who has no such problems at the moment. So the choices are more restricted today than usual for the Iran coach. There are 9 substitutes allowed, but he's only got 6 to choose from today. So with the striker going off, the logical switch would be to bring on Amir Rustai, who netted against Korea DPR, is a striker. No, that doesn't look too good for Jabire. I think it was just the crash landing. And away he goes. We'll see if there's any movement down on that touchline as he comes off. Sometimes players do take a stretcher ride and then just jump straight up again.
Yeah, but I think this one's a bit more serious.
Yeah.
Just the way that he landed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And the coach is there to help assess and to take the players' verdict. You don't want to hang around in making of these sort of changes. If it's got to be made, make it now. This is Leng Bobo from Yadamborn. Scored a couple of goals on his under-23 debut against Chinese Taipei. So very few players have looked like adding to their tally of international goals today so far. The nearest, to be fair, I think, is, apart from that shot we told you about that hit the crossbar, Delphi started quite brightly for Iran. Looked as though he had the right idea. No foul. He managed to block off the opponent, and Myanmar have been neat in their approach play, just not quite incisive enough maybe. When they had the opportunities early in the game, they could have taken the shot on much more quickly. Well, it depends on your confidence. Well, this is good. This is very good. Come on, keep it in. Yeah, he does that and crosses straight onto the head of the defender Agassi. And then the final effort is rather off the mark. In fact, well off the mark.
Oh, it's a good little build-up play there. Always a difficult technique when you're being closed down to try and volley it on target.
Lun Moi Ong. And Jabiri's back on the field.
Blimey. I don't think we'd be seeing him again, to be honest.
No. Well, he must be keen. 5 minutes gone in the second half. No alteration to the scoreline, which would mean Iran end up with 5 points. But they've... to be fair, I suppose you've got to say they've not conceded a goal in the tournament. A 0-0 draw with Saudi, a 3-0 win against Korea DPR, and now 0-0 today. So defensively, Cranshaw's got it right. Two come to meet the passer, and then it's all the way back to the keeper. Who couldn't have asked for a better international debut. He hasn't done exactly a lot to do. He's spread himself once, hasn't he? Oh, and that's a shocking giveaway. That's happened on a couple of times. That happens when you're lazy and when you're not fully concentrating. And again, the keeper sprawled across the turf. And again, it's going to go wide from the left boot of Ong Chu.
Well, again, he's found some really good pockets of spaces, Tew, on the half turn, but his shooting is less desirable. A couple of occasions you just mentioned then in the first half, should have taken it on first time. That time, no real conviction. We were saying in that first half, the belief that they can't win this game. Like when they go into those finals third, they've got to take the back of the net out when you get an opportunity.
It would be ironic, though, if Myanmar were to score very late on. It happened yesterday in Bangladesh's game. They scored late on to nick second place. That was a bit of a shock. Lost all too cheaply there, really. Myanmar keeping their shape. Finding the man with a longer pass. You can see from that picture there are 6 Iran players in that picture, and the whole of the Myanmar team are way back, not pushing up. Look, no great pressure on anybody to do anything at the minute. Angled downfield, taken down in one, but the covering defender's there to do his job to win the throw-in. It's got to be frustrating for the forward players who want to impress, the likes of Gaidi there and Delphi, because they can only play one way. They like to attack. They're having to play into a different system today. And this is Myanmar sweeping forward, much better. Bit of pep about the move. Oh, and they've got a corner, and he's got a headache, I guess he. Corner number 3 for Myanmar. Didn't know much about this, did he?
That was good build-up play again. A little bit more pace to get the ball forwards. Yeah, I certainly feel that one on the side of the head.
Yeah, I'll tell you now, Adam, these balls don't hurt as much as the ones did in my day. They were heavy. But, he will have felt that, especially if it's caught the ear. It's amazing how the ear can hurt. Yeah, he did his job. He doesn't mind giving away a corner kick. That's the captain, Arif Agassi. Shake of the head. What happened? Poor. Clear the eyes. Clear the nose. Hello. The boss is having a drop of water. But when we resume with the referee's whistle, it will be for a Myanmar corner, which after all that is taken short. Well, there's a shooting chance here from distance. Not bad. Decent try. Crowd got excited just for the moment there from the effort from Tiki On.
Well, it's good to tell. I think it just takes a slight deflection there when it goes through. Not the first and probably not the last shot we'll see from 35 yards, but deflection helped it past the post.
It's an identical corner kick routine to the last one here. Almost. He's not going to shoot from this distance, I don't think, though. Or is he? No, he isn't. The 3 forward, 3 chances, big chance. Oh, the keeper's struggling. It's into the net, and Myanmar have got their goal and can scarcely believe it. Luin Mohong has beaten the goalkeeper at Delhi with a trickler of a shot. It doesn't matter how the ball gets in there, and hope springs eternal for Myanmar.
Well, it's sometimes the mishit shots that end up in the bottom corner rather than a sweetly taken shot. Just watch the goalkeeper. I don't know what he's doing there. No idea. I think he's expecting him to hit it with his laces and take the back of the net out with him as well. They certainly get a little bit of luck there, but that's what you need in the final third. Goalkeeper hasn't covered himself in glory there, but Myanmar have just given themselves a little bit of hope.
A little bit of hope. Well, we might have a game after all here. Luin Mohong with the strike for them. He's the youngest member of their squad, just 18 years of age, and he has given Myanmar a priceless goal here. The ball actually spun away off Shahin Abbasian, and it presented the opportunity. It wasn't the snappiest of shots you've ever seen. I thought it was never going to get there. But 56 minutes played, it is. Iran 0, Myanmar 1. Their second goal of the championships. And a golden moment for them. They've not been competing in the Asian Games football for quite a few years. 1994, the last time they did. This is a wrist injury. Well, he's still not showing a great deal of emotion, is he? And again, everybody will be looking to the scoreline of the Saudi Arabia-Korea DPR game. Let's see if it changes the mood of the Iranian team and the way they're approaching this game. Surely they'd want to get something from it. Here they do come now. And I'd like to see them in an attacking guise and a crowd like that, but it's a bit of trickery from Gaedi. He looks about 12. And here's that Myanmar change. Iran look as though, to be honest, they might be trying a little harder now all of a sudden. They've had to pop it back to the goalkeeper on this occasion, but the body language in the last couple of minutes has suggested that they're a bit more interested than they were. Funny how goals can change games. That goal from Luin Mohong certainly changed this one. 11 minutes into the second half. You said quite rightly that sometimes it's the shots that are not strongly hit that actually end up in the net because the keeper's expecting something different.
Well, you see it so many times. You see a player get in a good area, good first touch, and strike it sweetly, and the keeper makes a reaction save. And so many times you just see the bobbler end up in the bottom corner.
A bobbler it was. Slight injury, I think, here for Gaedi. One he can run off, I'm pretty sure. But the change on the Myanmar side sees the withdrawal of the goal scorer. And coming on will be Tet Pyo Wai. And there's his moment. You still can't believe he's got past the goalkeeper when you see it in slow motion. Coming on, number 19 is a defender. He's not been used in any previous games. He's only made 8 appearances for his league club, Miyawadi. Here he is on the international stage. Iran 0, Myanmar 1. Sometimes the problem is when you've approached a game in a certain way and it was a negative way, and then you go a goal behind, it's not hard to get back into your normal rhythm.
It's not at all. Just seeing by the way that Iran are closing down. Not really conserving their energy to try and get this back in this game, are they?
And now we're gone. 1 goal on the score sheet. All come down to goal difference depending on that scoreline elsewhere. I told you earlier it's a question of points initially, of course, and then goal difference, and then goals scored. At the start of the day, Iran had scored just 3, and they've still scored just 3. Korea had scored just 1 before today. Myanmar's goal difference now is only -2. And here they are looking for a second goal. That really would put the cat among the pigeons. Iran have got to up the game. And say it's not easy when you've been playing it in a pedestrian fashion. The defender will come to meet this, and although he doesn't get a touch on it, it falls kindly. And other Myanmar players are forward here. They continue to press and continue to impress with some of their passing. Key to it at the moment is Mwang Wang Ling. Tiki Ong. And again, the goalkeeper of Myanmar, Tet, has had a quiet afternoon. Driven along, he's onside, and the keeper goes back. He could be beaten again here. Oh, it was too excitable. I think he was caught in 2 minds there, whether to take on the shot or whether to try and get the ball across to somebody else in red. But the keeper's position, well, he was in no man's land at one stage. He might still have work to do. He does.
Great ball over the top. Said a really good point there. You have a decision to cross it in with a bit more quality, or you go for goal.
They've still got the opportunity here. 25 yards out. Plenty in red forward, and Myanmar are really threatening a second here. This one crashes into a defender and comes back to Iran's advantage. They've got the right man to run them out in Delphi, but I think his pass is too far. This is saying nothing. It's better than the first half. Another movement down on the touchline shows you that Iran are going to make a change. But they're creating gaps and finding holes in there, and it's ushered away to safety. But Myanmar have certainly, well, they're the ones who've upped the ante.
Well, they've gone a little bit more direct. You see the 4 red shirts playing very, very high, very wide. So plenty of width there.
Cool. had to be cleared. Oh, and then a giveaway at the other end. The player coming on for Iran will be Ahmadreza Ahmadvand. But not just yet, because Myanmar have the possession and want to keep it that way. Both sides guilty of losing the possession a bit cheaply. And that will certainly be a free kick, and that will enable a substitution to be made, and it is a yellow card as well for Mwang Wang Lewin. It's their first today, but it is their 7th of the championship.
Yeah, no complaints there. Cynical foul from him.
Let's see this change effected on the sideline. They're waiting just a moment because of the injured player, just to see how badly he is. You're going to have to change the number on the board. Well, how often does it happen? The player that you think has been the boldest is the one who comes off. So Delphi is replaced by Ahmadvand. That tells you much about the thinking.
Yep, saving him now for the next round, possibly.
Ahmadvand is a forward player, 19 years of age, another from the Esteghlou club. Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Myanmar 1. And it would be a red letter day in the history of Myanmar football if they were to win this one. Their last victories in this competition were under the banner of Burma a few years ago. They've never won a medal as Myanmar. Well, I think, to be frank, at least they've been positive, and they deserve it at the minute.
Well, we certainly do. They've played with a lot more tempo. I mean, better quality. Got themselves their goal. They thoroughly deserve the lead at the moment. They need to try and get a few more to try and catch up with that goal difference.
First touch there for Tet Pyo White. And now Tika Ong. The ability to look up and assess the pass before playing it into the wider position for Win Mo Cho. Iran happy to sit back and let them have the possession, it would seem.
Might have wanted to lose this game now. They're certainly not making any effort to get back into it.
No, I thought for a couple of minutes they were because of the body language, but are we going to carry on playing here or not? There's a player on the deck. Well, you just keep playing. Keep playing, let the referee decide. Well, they are keeping playing. Some people are shouting, and some of the Iran players are pointing, and the referee says play on, and they've every right to play on. But, it could lead to a second goal as well. Because, well, they've paid the penalty there. Interesting to hear the crowd's reaction, but a thumping shot has come in from the substitute Tet Pyo Hwai, and all of a sudden Myanmar are 2 goals ahead of Iran, and Iran are not happy.
Well, there's nothing in the rule book to say that they've got to kick the ball out. So Myanmar have every right to continue. He's a striker anyway. They play with 10 men behind the ball throughout the game anyway, so wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. He wasn't closing down the ball when they were under pressure. There's enough shirts there to see this one out. Instead of blaming them not kicking out, I'll be blaming my goalkeeper. Because again, it's horrendous goalkeeping. It is so poor.
Adam, he's 6'5". Can't believe that.
No, it's really poor. Usually 2 hands. Why are you trying to parry it away with one? I don't know. 6'5", you're probably about 6'8" when you stretch your arms out as well.
Well, there's the player that caused the controversy by being down injured, Agassi, and well, you can't blame that fella there. Tetfield White, his eyes lit up when he saw the net, most of it to aim at. The goalkeeper nowhere probably, because he just palmed the ball away. Now Iran make the substitution by bringing on Sina Zamaran. Well, they're paying a penalty here, Iran, in a funny way, but it's of their own making. Jabir, it's not the first time Jabir has been injured, so Zamaran is his replacement. He's hardly ever looked like completing the match. What a scoreline. Iran 0, Myanmar 2. And suddenly, Myanmar are moving on to 4 points, the same as Iran. And their goal difference is now just -1, and Iran's is +1. And Zamaran's not quite got ready yet. That could get even worse for Iran. Their tactics have been puzzling.
You're kind of glad in a way that they've been found out. To go into a game of football not wanting to win it.
Yep, that's spot on. We have to be a bit careful about what we say with these circumstances, but you get the drift. That Iran are not too upset to be 2 down. I've seen this scenario before. It's not healthy. Myanmar are pleased.
Oh, definitely. Listen, they get another goal, they're right back in the group.
Well, that is better play, and he's dragged back, and that's going to be a yellow card probably for Hernando Shaw. Now that substitution is made, with Zamaran on and Jabira off. "19 minutes to go." The second half has perked up so far as Myanmar are concerned, obviously. They've pocketed a couple of goals for themselves that they may not have expected under normal circumstances. And again, much will depend on the goal difference with the other game being played between Saudi Arabia and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Rarely have Iran looked like beating the goalkeeper Tet, because they haven't had any shots at him. But take nothing away from Myanmar, who may have a chance of a third goal here. This fella's enjoying himself in the last few minutes, Mang Wang Ling. The goalkeeper has looked very dodgy. Oh, he saves again, but is it going to be 3? Well, he's just about done enough this time.
He's done well again to rectify another mistake.
We've seen some eccentric goalkeeping at the Asian Games. Anyway, he made the stop on that occasion. The debutant, Adeli. Myanmar enjoying a good spell of possession at the moment, featuring Leng Bobo. Made his debut back in 2015 against New Zealand, Leng Bobo. One of those working defensively here now to restrict Iran's attack, and there will be a free kick. That's the second time they've been awarded a free kick down in that sort of area. This time it's awarded to Abbasian, and away will come the Myanmar number 5, Nanda Cho. to be replaced by Dueko Kochit. Nanda's been sound enough. The man who came from a township, didn't have the best start in life, but congratulations to him. He's really made something of himself. Going to a soccer academy and then making it into the league. Well done to him, and into the international side. Jantan. Again, Jantan, who's got 9 senior caps for Iran. Are they going to perk up a bit for these closing 15 minutes? Well, it's screwed off the outside of the boot. There's still a chance here for Iran to hit back and get themselves a goal. And another injury, this time to Saeed Razakpour. The yellow card will be shown. It's the number 2 of Myanmar, Tikong, who gets it. So 8 yellow cards in the tournament for them. It's starting to tot up now.
Quite the cap line of that. There was a sore one. Touched it down on his knee.
A raking boot.
Yeah.
Tikong acknowledges that. It was a bit rash. Well, quarter of an hour to go. Adeli, the goalkeeper here, I'd say he's making his debut. He's been a real mixture today. That's the one where he has made the save, and he's just managed to spread himself very well before Ong Tu can follow in. This is where they've been quite good, I think, Myanmar. Around the 18-yard area, they've been quite neat and constructive. They've managed not to get offside as well. Oh, nicely taken down. I'm sure this fella's got some skill, if only we can see it on a more regular basis. Are they intent on getting a goal for themselves? Sounds a ridiculous question, but I think it's an apt one. Trading the passes here. Yeah, they are still seeking to go forward slowly. And well, you can see there 2 banks of 4 formed by Myanmar, which shows how well their German coach has got them organised. That really is a 4-4-2. Just under a quarter of an hour left. Chipped forward by Delphi. Not Delphi, sorry. It was, I think it was the number 3, Zanjan. I was surprised when Delphi got taken off, actually.
Yeah.
Possession 55% for Iran and 45% at the moment for Myanmar, but Myanmar have definitely used their 45% of the ball better than the opposition.
Oh, definitely. Possession is, I think it's a false fact. They've had loads of possession, but they've done absolutely nothing with it today, apart from going sideways and backwards.
Myanmar 2 to the good. So it certainly will be seen as a historic result if they pull it off in the Asian Games history. And they've got plenty forward here again. They've got the ambition. Have they got the firepower to find this 3rd goal? The man coming up on the outside, and he wasn't really tracked either. And the pullback is beyond the goalkeeper. May just be kept in play. Myanmar doing their best here to find this third goal. It would be a shocking scoreline so far as Iran are concerned. And that's a free kick. Foul by Gaedi. I think he acknowledges the fact. I'm not sure. I think he just accidentally followed through, really. I might be wrong. But,
it was an accident coming together of legs. Slightly needless. What's that?
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced it was deliberate on Somo Cho. He's gone down himself now, Gaedi. It'll certainly be interesting to see how they play in their next game. I thought the Iran coach might have I did refer to excuse me, the fact earlier they've only got 6 substitutes to choose from today, so that's possibly conditioned his thinking a little bit. Gaedi gone down belatedly here. It could be cramp, of course. The curse of all footballers. Don't think he wants to go off, does he? Maybe he's had enough. The stretcher bearer's thankless task, that. They get themselves prepared. It takes 2 or 3 minutes. Then they go, yeah, they get the call. Off they go, and then the player decides he doesn't need them. And I think Gaedi's coming back in a moment. As Myanmar move forward again through the middle with Tet Pyo Wai, who scored that second goal, and this is dangerous, and it could be 3. It's off the bar, and the goalkeeper again is beaten, and it should probably have been 3. It was a big chance for Coco.
It was a great ball. Did everything right. Keeper absolutely stranded where he was. They needed that to tip under the bar. I certainly take the belief they will get another chance before the end.
Well, 3-0 would have been stunning. It must be difficult for the Iran players knowing that they've got to play like this in a funny way. You know, the scoreline's embarrassing for them, and here goes that Coco shoots again, and the keeper outside of his area is going to take it lying down.
That sums up his day. Really does.
Yeah, I think the regular goalkeeper will be back for the next game.
Good closing down, though.
Could have got anywhere again, that. When you look back at that chance that hit the bar, it should have been 3-0. He's a big unit, the goalkeeper, but he's not been big enough at times today. 2-0 Myanmar, 8.5 minutes left, plus added time. Again, I know I keep reiterating this, but the situation at the moment is that Iran have 4 points. Saudi Arabia, before the start of the play today, had 4 points. Myanmar will be moving on to 4 points if they do win this one. And if Korea DPR beats Saudi Arabia, guess what? They'll have 4 points. Then it really is down to goal difference, goals scored. There'll be one very unhappy team at the end of the day to go out with 4 points, if that's what happens. Of course, they always try and make sure these matches coincide time-wise, but it's not always possible because of incidents like this. And if you have 3 or 4 injuries in one match and nothing in the other, then the message gets through to the players who hold on to what we've got here. We're going to be okay. Or alternatively, we need a goal. And then the messages start getting through to the fans as well. That always happens on the last day of a season where teams are threatened with relegation. And false messages tend to get around. He's just had a bit of plaster or cotton wool applied to the base of the nose. So there was obviously bodily contact there. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to hold or extend this 2-0 lead. 7 minutes left for Iran to change it. They won't do it now because the flag is raised. The flag in the hand of Rabion Rat from Lebanon. It's certainly been a funny old game, this one. Nice touches, a roll over the ball. He'll have a free kick for this. Well, Rezagpour.
He's done well there.
Yeah, he's got good left foot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
As we saw in the first half with the free kick.
Certainly expecting to take this one, but I don't think he'll have too many players to aim for.
If any. He'll probably play it back. I have to refer to the fact in the first half we were a bit critical of the number 19, Godabandilo. I haven't seen as much of him in the second half. We were just critical because of the fact that he didn't try and push his team forward as much as he might have done. Now, strangely enough, here he is, and he is going forward. Playing to orders, I've no doubt. They have made tracks down that right touchdown. Some neat, intricate football. Good footwork. It would just be ironic if they suddenly needed a goal with about 3 minutes to go. If you see them perk up, it might be because they've got a message from somewhere. You never know. They suddenly appear far more interested. Then one poor ball and they could be betrayed again. Left themselves vulnerable and still are. Myanmar not able to pick out the right pass. That will certainly be a free kick. One or two players running the gauntlet here. The latest is Tetpil White. And there's a change here for Iran. The player coming off Gaedi. Remember, he's just got that little... well, I'm not sure whether it was cramp or what a few moments ago, but he's going to be replaced for the closing stages. A rather pained expression from the young man as he gives way to Janpur. Well, that's a bit of a surprise because he was listed as being suspended and unavailable on the official list that came out today. Which surprised me, I have to admit, because I'd only got him down as having one yellow card. So he's here now. Unable to play a part for 4 or 5 minutes. Well, that's the situation here. Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Myanmar 2, 5 minutes to go. Will that scoreline change in those 5 minutes? Definitely a more interesting second half than first, and definitely Iran suddenly decided to have a go here. And they will move forward. Rezagpour. There he is, twice involved. Another free kick for him. Myanmar just starting to commit 1 or 2 fouls, which they weren't doing earlier. They need the ball up in the other half. Not back with their own goalkeeper. That's another giveaway. Myanmar not the tallest of teams, of course, but they've been effective in they play some nice football at times. They've started on the front foot, frittered a couple of early opportunities, but then they've got these 2 goals in the space of not very long in the second half. And for me, Myanmar would deserve to win because they've had a better attitude.
Yeah, they've been the better side all round, really. Can't have any complaints. Look at that, going backwards.
It's just been a curious exercise from Iran. Well, he's 1 on 5 here. He's possibly been their best player, Razakpur. That's it, anywhere will do ball as well. And with just a minute of the regulation time to play. Well, certainly back in Myanmar, they will celebrate this scoreline if it stays the same, or if they can add to it. 2-0 they lead. They've got the possession of the football, which is exactly what they want. And they're looking comfortable as we move into the last minute of the 90. Antoine Hay, who had a spell playing in England actually with Birmingham City. Just 9 matches for them. Almost full time in the Patriot Stadium in Bekasi as Myanmar try to find goal number 3 to put a real gloss on the scoreline. 5 added minutes. Well, I'm not surprised by that because we've had a lot of injuries in the second half. Is 5 minutes long enough to change the way the game is going? He's still on his own and still on his own. And the crowd enjoyed that bit of individuality, I think, from Ahmed Vand. Taking a kick for his pains. He was playing a lone hand here, wasn't he? Just caught by Bobo.
It seemed like he won the ball first, the number 6. He just wins it, and he actually ends up kicking him himself. Just dwindling on the ball. I thought Bobo got a good first touch there, and it just he's followed through. It's come worse off.
It's beginning to look as though his side will have won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1. And they'll have a goal difference of +1. And for Myanmar, it will be 1-1, drawn 1 and ironically and lost 1. They will have a goal difference of -1. They'll still probably go out in bottom spot.
Need a goal.
It is depressing, actually. It's happened to so many teams down the years. You can win the last game and then you still go out.
I know. It's when you always look back to when you go into these group stages, try and win that first game.
Well, I think we are now allowed to tell you that in the other game, Korea DPR are leading Saudi Arabia 3-0. So Myanmar would indeed go out as it stands. That's why they need that goal. Are they aware of it, or does the coach keep it from them? You think he'd tell them they've got to get a goal. And they've looked capable, they really have, and they've still got a chance here. Could you imagine if they scored here, Myanmar? I thought Iran would have wanted to win the group, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you can be better off coming second. Myanmar are giving it a good shot from their perspective.
They've got to get it in the box.
Well, they've got it in the box. I don't think he's going to get to it, though. It's ironic that all four teams will end up with 4 points.
I know.
Somebody still has to go out, of course, because the top two go through automatically. And the third place team will go through with 4 points as well. We already know the names of 2 or 3 of those going through from the third place finish. They've a minute and a quarter to find a goal of Myanmar now. Yeah, he wants the final whistle, doesn't he? He's not bothered about his team getting up there too much. Just don't concede. That is the message from Kanchar. And exactly a minute left for Myanmar to find a goal, and it is a long and a searching ball. The keeper will get this one. Well, he's had a mixed afternoon as the young goalkeeper Adeli, but he responded when needed to there. Gets a little bit underneath his clearance. But you feel the last chance has gone for Myanmar, and they will be eliminated on their first appearance back in the Asian Games after quite a few years. So disappointment for the German coach, Hey. He just wants to keep the ball for as long as possible in that half of the field. And he's going to be able to do that. Myanmar have to spring the trap and quickly. And the referee's already had a look at his watch. Seconds away now separate Myanmar from going out. They are, and off comes the accreditation. He's not going to need it anymore because Myanmar are out. Iran are going through despite an unaccomplished performance. They've not only lost this match 2-0, but I think they've lost a few friends in the way they've approached it as well. The goals coming in the second half from Luin Win Ong with the first of them, and the second from Tet Pyo Hui. But all to no avail for Myanmar.
First half I thought they were just too conservative. Second half they had more of a go, and when they had a go they got 2 goals. And if Chow Chow would have gone through and scored and not hit the crossbar, then they'd have been in a very different situation. But they thoroughly deserved the win. Unfortunately, the win's just not quite enough for them to go through.
No, because of that scoreline elsewhere. As we told you, Korea DPR defeating Saudi Arabia by 3-0, which means Iran, Saudi Arabia and Korea all progressed to the round of 16, but not so Myanmar. But honour in defeat for them. And strangely enough, not so much honour in success for Iran.